Hi everyone, and welcome to Jane Plays Games. We're back with Detective Grimoire, and we are going to head straight into Chapter 3, so let's get going.
I need to pick my questions carefully.
Okay. I wasn't given anything. I found inside. I found near Remington's body. Might belong to Agent Folder. Oh, that's right. I think I went back and asked him in Chapter 2 the first time around.
The lockpick I found near Remington's body might belong to Agent Folder.
Yeah, because my percentage is lower.
As far as I know,
like
Agent Folder is
something.
experienced with lockpicks. I wonder if he's hiding something.
Okay, yeah, so I went back in Chapter 2 the first time I did it when I lost the footage, and I asked, what's his face? But I want to go back and let's just go back to the treehouse a minute and get this tested.
The tree comes straight through. It even has a little drawer. Okay, even I'll admit, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Right, can we have a look at... Oh, we've got a lot of shit here.
Let's see. First thing we do is then tap.
Yes, sample. Faucet, I know, babe.
And now...
Yes, colour, liquid, berries, flour, test. I know it's the same,
Got
dude.
it. Now I know what the... I'll write it down. What's going on here? That was definitely the same as the other tests.
Kiruki, and we've also got the fireplace.
Let's see.
poker.
First, then
Yes. You could just have that as an information bar at the top rather than just repeat to yourself all the time, dude.
And now...
Yep, I know. I know how to test.
Got it! Now I know what... I'll write it down. The swamp slime. It's the exact same liquid again.
Yep.
There's something about that green slime.
Okay, let's have a look. Belong to Boggy, have magic powers, are covered in the same swamp slime. Okay, fireplace poker found at the crime scene, and the black, my hairstyle, black leggings are all covered in the same swamp slime.
The fireplace poker found at the crime scene and the black leggings are covered in the same swamp slime. Sally's leggings. They link her with the crime scene. I'll have to ask her about it.
Yeah, but she already told you someone messed with them. Alright, fine. I guess we'll go in. Ooh, hello.
You've been here so long, you must have crossed paths with Remington a few times. What did you think of him?
That man was a threat to the swamp. We'll be better off without him. Hopefully the curtain will fall on his little tourist attraction as well.
Better off? With a killer on the loose
Lady,
now?
I have a
There
question.
have
How do you
been
have such great
murderers
boobs
loose
at
in the
80?
swamp before.
What are you talking about?
In my time here, I've seen the swamp invaded by men. By hunters. Several times. They're relentless.
What were they hunting? Wait, what about Boggy? Is that why no one has seen him in 60 years?
They always fell short of their ultimate goal. That just meant they came back again and again, doing more harm each time.
But this area is protected by law, right?
It is now, but some men have no respect for laws, of any kind. They tried to get me to leave my home here. I stood my ground.
Obviously. But this whole area is a tourist attraction now. I doubt Remington would have allowed anyone to march into Boggy's bog with a gun and start hunting down his main attraction.
Yeah, but he's a hunter, you know this.
If you bring me something with liquid on it, I might...
Yeah, right.
I recognize some of those men. Unfortunately. They've hunted in the swamp before.
Before it became a protected area?
Before that, yes. And one of them after that.
Okay, so let's go see what's his face. Still missing a suspect, though. Right.
What
talk
can you tell
Remington
me
to
about
Remington
your
first.
relationship with Richard Remington?
We didn't really have one, and now we definitely don't have one. But look, all I can say is that he was a coward who enjoyed watering down history for his own benefit.
What does that mean?
It means there are some chapters of this swamp's history that he never wanted anyone to know about.
Did he like you sniffing around this museum all the time?
I don't think he knew, to be honest. And even if he did, there's nothing he could have done about it. He has no right to this building, he knows that. We both know that.
Why not? It was part of his tourist attraction, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
Alright, let's challenge you
I have a bone to pick with
to
you.
a dance-off.
Are you setting yourself up for a joke? Something about a lockpick?
Maybe. Who knows? Stop distracting me. I'm trying to interrogate you.
My apologies, go ahead.
So, what are we showing Folder now?
The lockpick. Clearly.
Where did I find this again?
Next to the fucking body.
I found a lockpick at the scene of the crime.
Oh, apparently you did. Why does this concern me?
Because you keep
You
breaking
already
and
admitted
entering,
to
you
owning one of
weirdo.
these, and how you're ever so happy to come and go as you please with it, am I right? Be honest.
Luckily for me, Detective, I was honest with you. I believe I have already explained that second lockpick before you even found it.
You lost your lockpick in the swamp and had to buy a new one.
That's right. I appreciate you finding it for me. However, I won't ask for it back. Apparently, it has since become some diabolical instrument in the art of murder.
Yeah, it's an important piece of evidence.
Cool. Done and done. So let's talk to Sally. Gift shop, yeah. Oh yeah, because we need to talk to What's-His-Face as well about the poker.
It's a humble gift shop.
Yeah. We don't need to look at the gift shop. We need to talk to What's-Her-Face. Hello.
So what can you tell me about your relationship with Richard Remington?
I didn't have one. I think I spoke to him twice, ever. He usually seemed really busy, but...
I really like her hair.
preoccupied.
Preoccupied? Like he was thinking about something else? Something that wasn't this tourist attraction?
Who can say? What do old men think about?
What? What? Are you implying that I know the answer to that?
Dude, you look about 12. Right.
The black leggings you found in your bag this morning. They're covered in the same slime that was on the murder weapon.
Everything in this swamp is covered in slime. What's your angle, Grimoire?
Your black leggings were part of the murderer's costume.
Costume? Is that why someone took them out of my bag last night?
Well, I don't have proof someone else took them.
If I had been wearing them when I committed a crime, do you think I would hand them over to a detective the second he shows up? Besides, look at them. What do you notice?
Oh!
They're loose and stretched.
That's right, someone else. Someone larger than me has worn these. They're stretched out, especially at the waist. It's pretty obvious.
So, let's see. Somebody stole them to use in their boggy costume, and then put them back in your bag when they were done?
If you say so. It's not my job to know all the details. It's my job to sell souvenirs. Do you want a souvenir?
Oh, my, yes, but only if you choose one for me.
You look like you could use something to wind up. You can take this one.
Oh, cute! What the fuck? Alright, I got a free gift. Small plastic toy sold at the gift shop has the cartoony appearance of Boggy. Boggy's feet are hidden in a bucket of water. Alright. Right. So, I need to go to the cafe and talk to this guy. I forget what I was talking to him about. What's this?
Grass, trees, nothing unusual.
Alright, let's talk about
You
this
said
first.
you knew Remington?
And then there was
He
something
and I
I
knew
need
each
to
other
ask
for a
him.
long time. I came to work at his tourist attraction in the early days, when he needed help.
Well, what kept you here?
I know most people wouldn't want to work in a place like this. I actually like it here, so I was happy to oblige.
You might like it, but I still don't see why anyone would build a tourist attraction here.
Mr. Remington has his reasons. He probably had several. I don't presume to know what they all were. Even though we were friends, he had some secrets, some hobbies that I was happy to let him keep secret.
Secrets? Hobbies? A secret hobby?
He was a man with a dream. I can tell you that much.
Right, so feels like I'm done talking to him. But no, you were going to ask him about
It's
the
Mr.
poker.
Remington's fireplace poker. This slime on the handle. It's familiar for some reason.
Feels like I'm done talking with him. Alright. I didn't...
Water everywhere, and not a drop to drink. Seriously, I'm not drinking that.
Okay, so let's just... see what he says about this girl.
It's a humble
Nope, I don't want to look
It's
at
a
it.
framed
Oh,
drawing
my
of a shame.
blah, blah, blah. Feels like I'm done talking with her. So we're finished with her. So let's just whip around the suspects again. Feels like I'm done talking to him. Okay. So... just these two, because I know we might need the chemistry thing. What should I talk about? Boggy costume. I didn't even talk to you about the boggy costume. Wow, I really did miss a load of stuff in chapter 2.
The legendary swamp creature.
Yeah, that's the one.
But these are just a child's drawings, are they not?
You think?
Perhaps. It's difficult to tell.
You saw Remington last night, but had you met him before? Did you know him?
I've never really spoken with him, but we've come into contact a few times. Vincent likes to handle that
Is
kind
that
of
a
work,
tattoo
and
or
I like to
chest
let him.
hair?
What do you think of this place? The tourist attraction, I mean.
I can't say I like the idea of a natural area like this becoming commercialized.
I know! I just can't understand why anyone would even try.
I think Mr. Remington had his reasons. He looked like a man with a couple of secrets.
Like what?
I have no idea. If I knew, they wouldn't be secrets.
Okay. Do I have anything for you? Do you want this wind-up toy?
What is it? Some evidence from last night's murder?
Feels like I'm done talking to him. Okay, let's talk to you.
What can you tell me about these designs for a boggy costume?
Nothing whatsoever.
You're sure you didn't see anything like this
Well, yeah,
while
of
you
course.
were
Like,
filming
yeah, I
yesterday?
missed all this out in chapter
Wait,
2 on my
hold
replay.
on a minute. What have you...
Don't you dare ask.
This costume isn't your doing, is it? Made for your movie, I mean?
My friend, there will be no costumed idiots within the viewfinder of my camera. I can assure you that.
What about your boggy movie? Isn't that gonna be, like, a guy in a costume, or a puppet, or one of those weird robot things?
Technology has been kind to people like me. We no longer have any need for such tomfoolery. I can create a perfectly believable swamp creature within the confines of a computer. Much cheaper, too.
Huh. I suppose you've met with our murder victim, Richard Remington.
Yes, I've been in and out of this place for a while now. Naturally, I've crossed paths with Remington a number of times. Good value, that one. A real raconteur, you know.
You
Okay,
liked
what
him?
you're wearing on your
So
head
far,
looks
I'm
like
getting
what the
impression he
cameraman's
wasn't
got on
the
his
most popular
chest.
guy around here.
Well, that much is clear, isn't it? The man obviously slipped up somewhere, made an enemy or two, and bam, that's that. You just can't be too careful, can you?
Yeah, I think he did have an enemy or two. Or three. But you liked him.
I respected him. Good head on his shoulders. Good business sense, that man. He understood how to make things work for him.
Okay, done talking to him. So what am I doing now? Hi.
Try and solve every suspect's challenge topic. If you're struggling, don't forget to present profiles and clues to people who might be interested. Oh, and hurry up. It's cold in this boat.
Is an opportunity for a photographic memento. The two characters are an explorer and Boggy himself. Are they? It's an old statue of Boggy. His feet are hidden in a bucket of murky water.
Alright.
Just an odd old tree.
Oops. Who the fuck are you? Like, literally who the fuck are you? When did you get here?
Oh?
Hello?
You've arrived at a bad time, my friend. For once, they don't actually want tourists walking around this place.
I always arrive at a bad time. It's what I do. I'm a detective, not a tourist.
My apologies. It's just, you have the same wide-eyed expression as the kids that come here. Running around, spending their parents' money, you know.
Well, it's not every day I visit a swamp full of such unique specimens.
It's no problem. You're just thinking what we all thought when we arrived for the first time.
Why didn't they put in a bathroom?
No, you're thinking, this place is beautiful. What a lucky man I am to be here.
I am I? Well, if you say so.
Edward Everstone, at your service.
That's a pretty cool name. Can I call you Ed?
You don't need to. Everyone just calls me Echo.
Okay.
Why? Because you'd bounce if I threw you against a wall?
What? No. Because I always come back. Again and again, until my job is done.
You're protesting, right?
I certainly am. And now that you're here, I'm getting you involved.
What does that mean? Yeah, I haven't got time to hold up signs for you. I'm sorry.
You simply have to hear my message and take it with you.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm all ears. Plus, I have a little notebook.
What was the first thing you felt when you saw the sign for Boggy's Bog looming over you?
Well, I thought it was...
Not thought. Felt.
I felt... Well, something seemed wrong. There wouldn't be a tourist attraction in the middle of a swamp like this. There shouldn't be.
My job is done. Clearly your brain is working perfectly, Detective.
So
Thanks.
you're against the tourist attraction? Yeah, let's see. You'd rather this area was kept as a natural habitat, right?
Right again. And that precise word, habitat. First and foremost, I'm protesting for animal rights.
Well, okay, I'm following you, but it's not like they're cutting down trees or anything like that, right?
All animals deserve the right to live in peace, and I promise you, on a normal day, this place is far from peaceful.
Are you talking about the swamp creature? About Boggy?
A creature like that. He's earned the right to be left alone. We're fools to invite ourselves into his home like this on a daily basis, assuming he's not going to mind. Assuming he'll keep to himself and let us walk around with his face on our t-shirts.
Well, I agree. I think he should be left alone. But like you said, he can probably handle himself. And if no one has even seen him in 60 years, I don't really see the problem.
Unlike you, Detective, I never had an academic calling in life. I was never even a talented artist or musician or anything. So instead, I made the decision to stand up for those who were getting a raw deal.
Alright.
You come here every day.
Yes, I do.
Well, I'm only going to ask you about one of those days. What were you doing yesterday evening?
I was here at my protest spot until fairly late. Then I went to get something to eat at Harper's Cafe before I...
Wait, you ate at the cafe here? Doesn't supporting a tourist attraction like that kind of go against your protest?
A man has to eat, doesn't he? I don't think the meager contributions of one person are going to keep this place afloat. Especially now.
And you're sleeping here? Doesn't it get cold at night?
Well, I came prepared, of course. I usually find myself with 1 or 2 extra layers to wear. Most of this bulk is padding, I promise you.
I'm sure it is. So you stayed here the whole night?
That's right. And I admit I may have heard some stranger than usual sounds floating around the swamp last night.
What kind of sounds?
It's impossible to say. This place fills with the most terrifying sounds at night. Hundreds of animals, some tiny, some much larger, awaken and make their own protests. Every night until the sun rises in the morning.
Insects make noises at night. Okay, I've written it down. What can you tell me about these designs for a costume? A Boggy
It's
costume.
Boggy! I must admit, I've been a fan of his before I ever came to the swamp.
A fan? So you're interested in cryptozoology?
Oh, no, I meant, well, Boggy has been in all kinds of cartoons and comic strips. He's one of the greatest characters of the last 100 years. I've got some comics in my tent. You really should see.
But he was only discovered 60 years ago.
Oh, that's true. Well, I bound it up.
But what about his costume? Have you seen anyone wearing it?
I can honestly say I've never seen anyone wearing anything like that. And I'm a very observant person.
Oui.
So what did Mr. Remington think of you?
Sorry, I'm not
protesting in the middle
observant
of
as
the swamp
you
every
to
day.
notice you were
It
here
wasn't
this whole
his
time,
swamp.
apparently.
If he ever truly thought it was, then he was even more of a fool than he seemed.
But he didn't like you hanging around, right?
That man was exceptionally skilled at ignoring me. Ignoring anything he didn't like.
So, what, he just left you alone?
He expected me to get bored and go home. He figured I'd get sick of this place and he'd have it back to himself.
But he didn't want it to himself, did he? He wanted lots of people to come visit all the time, surely.
I'm sure it says that in the brochure. Yes.
Alright, how about the hunting photo?
What?
You're not a bad detective.
Well, I found the photo in Remington's office. It was ripped up, though. I think he was some kind
He
of...
was a lot of things. Don't lose that picture. And show it to Mr. Harper before you leave.
Okay. This?
This is the journal, correct? The one that man left here 60 years ago?
You seem a little unsure of the details. Shouldn't you have read up on all this stuff?
Forgive me. It's hard for me to get the image of Boggy as the lovable cartoon character out of my mind. He's just so iconic. Did you know, in 1973, he...
But you're protesting to protect the real swamp creature. The cartoon character is just some commercial byproduct, right?
Yes, of course.
I've not really presented any profiles. Do you want to see this missing
Show it
page?
to somebody else.
Alright, fine. Like, I've not really... I mean, here, look at
Boggy's my
Boggy.
prime suspect, you know. The creature you're trying to protect.
Protect is the wrong word. If your suspicions were correct, we could both agree he's a creature that doesn't need protecting.
You think he might be the murderer?
I think he's a wild animal, and he wants to be left alone at any cost.
Okay, I wonder what others think of him. Okay, so we present his profile to other people, is this what you're saying? Right, let's go talk to What's-His-Face in the cafe before we forget. That one.
One of Mr. Remington's secrets. I never wanted to know the details, but these men travel the world, seeking mysterious animals to hunt. They consider myths and legends to be the ultimate prey.
Okay. Oh no, can we, let's talk to him about What's-His-Face. Where is he? Echo.
It's here a lot. I think he's been putting less effort into his protests recently, which is a shame. I think it's an admirable cause.
Do you talk to him much?
Not really. Sometimes he likes to talk, just casual conversation. He asks how business is going and what everyone likes to eat, nothing of real importance.
Well, that's sus as fuck.
Yeah, I have a pretty good view of him from here. Anyone supporting animal rights is okay in my book. His protests used to have a bit more energy, though. He spends more time inside his tent these days.
What's he doing in there?
I'm happy to say, I don't know.
There might be something I can ask Echo about.
Right. Nope. So, Echo spends less time holding his protest sign and more in his tent,
Echo
right?
spends less time holding the protest sign and more time in his tent. I wonder if Echo can tell me what he's been doing that's more important than his protest.
Hi!
Ah!
I heard you've been spending less time protesting recently and more time, in your tent. Normally I wouldn't pry, but it's my job to ask...
Untouched people have even noticed something like that. I usually get the impression everyone else is doing their best to ignore me.
So, you admit it's true?
You can put your notebook away. There isn't really any reason for it. Nothing worth writing down, at least.
Well, if it's not worth writing down, maybe it's worth hearing.
In that case, you'd forget it.
How do you know? Maybe it would echo in my mind.
Look, if you take a guess and get it right, I promise not to deny it.
Let's work out why Echo was hidden away in his tent. Notebook time.
Thinking about Boggy.
You've been in your tent, hiding from Boggy.
Why not?
Okay.
I think it's time I went to talk to Officer James.
Oh, okay. That was random. I can't believe I missed an entire character out. I mean, he wasn't there when we first walked through, but then the cameraman and Vanderpeer, or whatever his name was, they weren't there initially until I went to the crime scene. So, yeah, I completely missed an entire character out. But there you go. We found him now, so... He's top of my suspect list, seeing as he's asking about what people like to eat. So, yeah, it's probably him, but we will continue in Chapter 4. So I'll speak to you soon, and thanks for watching.